No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on your memory, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. 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 I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. Oh, clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head.
Not really sure, but my brain tells me I've been here before. Don't wanna draw any attention to all the crazy things that I shouldn't mention. Not really sure, but it feels like my feet are glued to the floor. Don't wanna open up my mouth, cause I'm afraid of what's gonna come out. Life is but a dream. This can't be happening. Wake up, scream. I'm in a twisted reality. Twisted. and visions. I'm not sure who's the one making the decisions. Wake up, scream. I'm in a twisted reality.
Welcome to Legends Esports, folks. Tonight is our LAS Draft League, and once again, we are now in the finals for this league as well, the quarterfinals tonight. Tonight we have the Spartans and the Guardians playing, so it should be a really good series. I'm excited to see what these teams have offered. The Spartans looking like a new team ever since a little bit of roster changes, some positional swaps as well. It should be an exciting game for us here tonight. Joining me on the caster bench is the ever so lovely Same Page, as well as Ayanami Ray as his color caster. These teams are just about ready to start the draft. They were eager to start right at 7 o'clock, so I'm going to send it over to them for the pick and ban.
Thank you so much, Psychonautic. Good evening, everybody. Tonight we do have a very exciting game on our hands. It is a battle of the gladiators, Spartans and Guardians. And how are you feeling about this game tonight? Same Page.
It's going to be very interesting for sure. Just we see the Spartans coming up onto the rise a little bit, but I'm very excited to see some key picks coming from the Guardians as well, as Goob as a powerhouse onto the top lane with his with the Juggernaut picks, including as Aatrox and Kled. What do you think the key bans will be coming up for today?
Well, we already see the Aatrox, so it's kind of self-explanatory. The Guardians did ban out Hecarim. I don't think Poppin Cup plays a lot of Hecarim. He might be spamming it in solo queue, something I haven't looked into. But definitely a good ban though.
For sure, definitely.
Yeah.
The Hecarim is, even though with the couple nerfs coming from Riot nerfing Hecarim, it is not enough to punish the horse from running over the Summoner's Rift. I've definitely seen more tanks coming from the jungle, I believe from Spartans, but I don't quite know, especially that I haven't been quite keeping up since vacation. But do you mind reminding me what's been happening?
So Guardians rose from 5th place up to 4th place. Lions are in 1st or 2nd. The Vipers are right there with them in 1st or 2nd. I think it's like a tie at this point. The Bandits are now in 3rd. So they will be going up against the Outlaws.
Okay.
Sometime soon. So
very nice. Love to see the bands coming up. Samira first pick. That's a very spicy pick coming in.
Ooh. I would love to see that play ADC, because any other position at this point would just be troll. You can't classify it as limit testing. But we do see Reline's Kindred being banned, which is a very good counter to the Urgot. Yeah.
Oh, sorry for the Urgot.
Yeah, the Urgot ban. Like, I think that's a very good counteraction, because KG does play some Urgot. I have seen him.
Yeah, definitely. And it's also for the Lamb Spike coming out for absolutely stopping the Samira to or just absolutely pop off in a team fight. So it's a good ban coming out. And the Volley Bear with the Misfortune coming in. How do you think the Misfortune Samira matchup works out?
I haven't seen it very often. But I do believe that early game Samira wins, but late game Misfortune wins, because Samira is very heavily reliant on the snowball effect.
For sure.
But Misfortune just does have that scaling. Like, even if she does bad early game, she still does have that presence in the mid to late game.
Definitely, and it looks like it's going to be a heavy engage comp with teamfights aspects coming in from the Spartans, with the Samir ulti backing up with the Black Shield from the Morgana, with the Mumu coming into the jungle. Interesting, coming with the Yasuo, especially that there is no preconceived knockups coming from the team. A little bit spicy here coming from the mid lane. How do you think Spartan's going to react?
I think they're kind of kicking themselves in the butt right now, because it is going to be Solaren on the Yasuo. Like, definitely one of his best champions. He's been playing it all season, but people don't respect it enough.
Oh, definitely not, for sure. I've definitely seen some really nice highlight clips coming from Solaren, as well as his just stat line is absolutely impeccable. I wonder how they're going to match up with the Yasuo here, maybe looking for a Nami support just to buff up those meat patties coming in from the Volibear going all in, or just buffing up with the ultimate, or buffing up the Yasuo with the ultimate Riptide, I believe.
Yeah. It might be. I'm not sure. But I would love to see this be a Volibear top lane, and have them bring out a J4 in the jungle, because that would be very spicy. Because that would automatically counter all of the engage that the Spartans have at this point.
Do you think the Mordekaiser band? So they definitely think it is a jungle Volibear coming with the Mordekaiser band here. A set.
Ooh, there's a set. Good.
Still,
there's a lot of flex. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. Yeah, there is definitely a lot of flex here. It still can be a toss in the turn. It could be a Volibear top or jungle as well as the set here. But I definitely think the Yasuo is not moving.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think? What do you think Spartan should reply here? Especially seeing this
against a set, I think right now they should just. Well, they have to pick their top lane and mid. But I think the only thing that would really kind of counteract what they have at the moment would be someone that has a lot of heavy engage in solo CC.
Veigar coming in.
So Veigar. So that's a good pick.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Coming in with the late game scaling, making sure the Samira is actually the only AD source coming up so far. Let's see if the top lane is going to be an AP stack to make sure the Samira doesn't really get focused through the itemization in game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't quite know what the top lane is going to be.
I don't either. I hope that KG brings out something that just makes absolutely no sense and just runs with it.
So what do you have in mind? Not
Malphite.
Nice.
Malphite. Exactly what I was thinking. Exactly what I was thinking. Because right now the Spartans are set up for a very heavy dive poke comp. So if they dominate the early game, it's going to be very hard to slow them down, because Veigar will be ahead, who has infinite scaling. Samira will be ahead, which will be hard to stop her. Morgana is a threat, like a heavy threat in a front line. Like, I like to play Morgana front line, so that's why I say that. Amumu, very tanky. I hope he builds hybrid so his ultimate does some damage. And Malphite, I'm hoping just for a normal tank Malphite. And they counteract that with
finally locked in. So it's going to be a set support coming in with a Misfortune here, kind of baiting at least me out. I don't know about you. It looks like it's going to be a Volibear jungle 100% with the Kennen coming into the top lane. I hope the Volibear I think the Mumu should play bot side to make sure that Samira pops off, because of a non-fed Samira is not a happy Samira. Though the Veigar is just going to be the only backline coming from Spartans, it doesn't seem like it's going to be affecting them much, especially that the infinite scaling coming from Veigar is going to be astronomically large, though the win wall from Yasuo kind of cucks the entire Spartan lineup. What do you think?
I think it. I definitely think it does. I feel like I really want to see this. I want to see a full synchronized ultimate chain coming from everybody on the Guardians. I want to see Kennen just zoom in. Stead's gonna ult grab someone in the front line, probably the Veigar, dunk him down on the rest of the team. Meanwhile, Volibear is gonna come in, slam down, hit a few of them, and you just see the Solaren ult come in, and then Misfortune just cleans up with hers.
It's definitely going to be very intense when we hit to the team fighting comp, though I really think Solaren was kind of cucking himself. Even though it's his signature pick, he doesn't really have a lot of targets that he can ult off with. I just genuinely think it's just going to be the set head crack is the only thing that he can really reliably do anything with, unless he's really good with these tornadoes this game.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm kind of glad we didn't focus too much on the Nautilus and Blitzcrank bans.
Oh yeah, for sure. I just ignore those for now. I think it makes the game a lot more interesting for sure. I know it's going to spice up the bot lane when they're just hooking each other back and forth, especially when ganks happen, where Amumu, even though it's very linearly, if I can speak, how he ganks, it's still super effective, especially how long the quote unquote, I would say, hook range of a Mumu is. It's just going to be a very spicy. Do you think the Volibear is going to focus? Where do you think Volibear is going to focus?
I think he's gonna focus top
Why
and
is
mid
that?
mostly, because Kennen into Malphite is it's kind of a skills matchup that I've seen anyway.
Sure.
So like if he feels like you can get Goob ahead even just with one kill, that would get him, on his way to that proto belt first item, then that would definitely make his life a whole lot easier.
Oh, definitely, for sure. Getting the Kennen ahead is going to be huge, especially once the mid-game team fights happen, maybe on the first Drag or Herald. It's definitely going to be interesting how the enemy team, especially just Guardians, itemize here. Especially that I'm favoring the Spartans draft just a little bit, but I've seen the Spartans unfortunately mess up pretty easy team comps.
Yeah, on the board right now, there's a lot of people who I used to play, mostly a Mumu and Volibear. I love a Mumu so much. Like I have, dude, I have like so many insane dragon steals.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Like the entire team is there. They're withering down the dragon. I go in when it's at like 1,000 health. I ult and I smite. I get it, and then I flash over the wall and I escape.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what I want to hear.
Mm.
Do you think there's going to be a lot of stealing, like objective-wise, or do you think it's just going to be a clean, precise fight, or like clean cut in the sense of the two teams clash and then whoever wins gets the objective?
I think it might be a mixture of the two. If this game goes far enough for us to see an Elder Drake on the board, I feel like that's going to be just a big team fight, and then it's whoever gets that just ends out the game.
For sure. Do you think the game's gonna go long for Elder Dragon? Because it's gonna be very explosive for sure this game.
Yeah, it is, because both teams have a lot of solo sustain too, so it's kind of hard to judge. But
for sure.
But I definitely feel like there might be an attempt at maybe a Drake Soul.
Okay.
And maybe a Baron.
Maybe a Baron. I respect that. Do you think? And if they, let's just say, for example, we got into the mark where Soul hits, do you think Guardians? Because I think Guardians' late game is a little bit weaker than the Spartans' late game, just based off of the champion pool. Do you think the Guardians will have a chance once we get to the point if the team's even in gold?
I think it might. Also, Samira is going mid.
Oh, I didn't even check. Samira's going mid?
Yeah.
Samira in the mid lane. That's a switch up and a half. I didn't even think about that at all. The Samira versus the Yasuo matchup.
I don't know who wins that. I don't know who wins that.
I mean, the Yasuo is gonna have a little bit of a hard time because of the ability for Samira can make all of her abilities non-range technically, but the inclusion of the range is going to be a little bit more annoying for Yasuo. But Yasuo is basically versing an AD carry at that point. If he's skilled enough, he's just going to absolutely run her over. Who do you think is going to win, just based off of this draft?
Looking at the draft, I feel like Spartans do have the upper hand.
I definitely agree. I think Spartans are going to have a wonderful time this game, especially with some heavy engages coming from Morgana, the Malphite, and the Amumu here, and they're just really, really, really looking to make sure the Samir and the Veigar are not taken out of the game, especially how potent the dives are in the early game, especially when Set and Volibear hit 6.
Yeah, I really hope to see Reline just power farm until 6 and then just try and help the other lanes, because that would definitely make his ganks a lot easier, especially if they do go behind tower. And
for sure. I'm definitely excited to see, let's say, for the Set to start hyper roaming once he hits 6 to maybe catch out the Veigar in the backline. How do you think the runes are going to be set up for these champions?
I'm thinking Kennan's going to bring Dark Harvest. Volibear is going to take Conquer. It's pretty standard. Also, you can now vote for vote in the poll for who will win Game 1. You can vote Spartans or Guardians. Yeah, so I think we're going to see a standard Conqueror or a little spicy Fleet footwork. I'm hoping for a Lethality Morgana.
What? Sorry, backtrack. Lethality Morgana?
Yeah, you bring Dark Harvest, and then you rush Duskblade.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on that for me? Because I've never heard that in my life.
Okay, it's a scary thing if she gets ahead. If she doesn't get ahead, she's useless. But I think that would be really good into this comp, though, because Malphite and Momo are naturally tanky, so...
Well, I've definitely, I could be completely wrong here, and I'm actually really interested if Thomas actually brings up the lethality Morgana, as you say.
Oh, I'm in misfortune.
There you go. I was definitely having a mental breakdown for a second, just making sure the lethality of misfortune would be very strong into that team comp, though. He's gonna have a little bit of a hard time casting that full ultimate, especially coming from. It's okay, man, dude. I understand completely. Anyway, we will be seeing you guys in the game very soon.
sorry if I interrupted you.
For some reason, I thought I was going to do it. My brain completely hemorrhaged. No, sir. Welcome back to League of Garbage Clients. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be an exciting game coming from both sides once again. The items are getting picked up, and it's going to be interesting. Do you think Volleyball is going to start blue side or red side?
I feel if he starts red side, they'll definitely make his he can just get at least one early gank off in the bot lane if he's not going to sit there all game. What do you think?
I definitely think it will be, especially that you you want to see the top mid as the strong side. He should start blue buff here, which it looks like he's going to be doing. Rotating over, he did pick up the sweeper as all Smurf junglers should do. Pick up a ward, grab a sweeper, and walk out. And I forget when I play jungle to go get that sweeper if I don't do that instantaneously.
So he is going to start on his blue.
Yes, sir. Do you think the clearing's going to be 3 camp, full clear? What are you looking to see?
I like to see a full clear, then you get that early back. Get that early Stalker's Blade and probably some boots.
Definitely, for sure. Volibear is going to be a scary foe for sure because he's going to be able to. His full clear is actually pretty decent, especially with his passive coming online. I know his rework came out a long time ago, but that change was very helpful for the jungle.
So looking at the runes, we get standard runes all across the board. I'm a little upset.
Oh, why are you upset?
Because of that lethality Morgana, man. No.
Yeah, that lethality. I was very upset he didn't just go for the standard Dark Harvest lethality Morgana support.
Yeah, man.
I actually don't know what he was thinking there, but the Veigar coming out of the bot lane is very interesting to me, at least. Especially that I'm so used to seeing Woven Alchemist picking up normal AD carries. It's very interesting to see the double mage in the bot lane. How do you think that will work out against Set Morgana? I mean, it's MF.
See, you're getting mixed up now. So I feel like it definitely does suit a stronger lane. Mostly because of the set. Because the set goes in for the engage, you have the disengage with the Viger cage, as you do see some poke.
Indeed, and the Volibears, gentlemen, but the Amumu comes in, hitting the Volibear there, and gets first blooded. Just one clean sweep as the Roaring Thunders come from the sky and absolutely pop the Mumu. I don't actually believe that was the correct play there, especially now he's going to be double buffless, and he's probably going to get double crap for this.
That was a little bit inty, not gonna lie.
Especially
you see Hyrie going into the mid lane.
Yes, sir. Coming into the mid lane here, getting a little bit of a poke as he's crumbling over to the second crab here as Amumu's crying at his Krugs, knowing that he has no way to contest, as your boy is getting absolutely poked down here into the top lane. Kennen really making sure the Malphite is not having a good time in the top lane. This is a very interesting start coming from the Spartans.
Wait, Amumu has Conqueror?
I didn't pick that up either. That Amumu Conqueror start definitely going to be very entertaining to see for him stacking up at least. I would have rather seen maybe the Aftershock. Do you think there was an alternative rune that he could have been picking up in the Precision tree, or do you think that was fully intentional?
I'd say the only thing that would be good would be Fleet Footwork, and that would help us clear. But I have never seen Conqueror or Mumu. Is Pro Builds trying to tell me that I'm out of touch?
Maybe for sure. Maybe the pros have been popping off with the Amumu jungle in the North American Challenger scene. There is good. The TP was forced out from the Malphite here. How would you think, just because of the awful start coming through the Spartans, how do you think they're just going to come back in this?
Mostly by scaling, and if they can force objectives. If they can just get 1 or 2 picks, say for the first dragon, which it looks like Rillian is on right now,
Yeah,
then I definitely feel like it's like it's definitely a winnable game.
definitely for sure. It's going to be as long I think they will have to sack a couple of dragons, maybe the first 2 or even first 3, but that early dragon picking off from the volley pair really putting on the pressure on the dragon timers.
Yeah, especially since it was an infernal drag too. Like that definitely is gonna come in handy on the misfortune. The set, actually, everyone on the side of the guardian.
Definitely, for sure. It's really going to help out. Even though it's a little bit of a buff, it's definitely going to help out the Yasuo, especially that is early game. But he is level 6, doesn't opt in by using his ultimate, going for an all-in there. Probably, especially that he knows that Samira has a pretty gnarly dash, probably can dashing back into the minion wave. How do you do you think Volibear is going to be? What do you think Volibear is going to be looking for with the Yasuo here?
With the Yasuo, how close he's level 5 right now. So I feel like once he gets 6, it's just gonna be Dive City, baby.
Dive City, baby. I'd really like to see it. I think the Volibear is going to be power farming level 6. Where do you think the first ultimate coming from the Volibear is going to be looking for? So which lane?
Depending on his position on the map, it may be a bot side gank first.
Bot side gate. Unfortunately, the MF in the set just back, but it looks like if Volibear wants to be patient as it trades coming up to the top lane, they can really pull it off. But the Spartans bot lane has backed, so it looks like it's going to be continuing a clear for him.
So interesting choice of itemizations. For Rillian, he does not get the Stalker's Blade. Instead, he does get the Bambi Cinder to up his clear.
Definitely going to be interesting. I think he's just confident into his game pass, so he just wants to clear faster just to get there just a little bit faster than a Mumu. As the Volibear is up about a clear, I would say, about a clear, maybe a clear and a half through a Juggler rotation, hitting up the back, getting the Stalker's Blade here. Very good itemization coming from the Volibear. As where do you think that Kindle Gem is going for the Kennen?
Definitely into a proto belt.
Oh, for sure, definitely. I'm just really interested to see where this team comp comes from. The CS lanes are stacking up for the Guardians here, slowly creeping that gold length up to 2K already. It's going to be a very, very desperate time for sure if the Spartans let the Guardians do anything with that lead.
Right now, if really wanted to, he really could have taken that Rift Herald. I don't think a Mumu would have been able to stop him. Plus, he does have the Kennen TP up, and Yasuo is just right down the river. So
it looks like that's what he's going to be checking. Going back to their respective lanes, Mumu crying himself to sleep as he's getting stopped. Luckily, porting away safely as the Volibear has been noticed by the blue side here that he looks like he's going to be starting the Rift Herald by himself.
Very good objective control coming in from Volibear.
To be fair with you, I was actually expecting a lot more, just like a crazy amount of action coming from each side or another, and I'm actually quite interested to see how this is going to turn out, especially at this Rift Herald. I think the Mumu should give this. But it looks like it's going to be coming in, just absolutely getting decimated as a flash coming in from the set, getting black shielded to safety. Looks like they're going to be wanting a little bit more as all the all the casts coming from Veigar hit with a smile on his face. It's looking very, very rough for the Mumu.
Mm-hmm. That Conquer doesn't help much either.
No, definitely sure not. The healing is not popping in quite as much as he wanted to here.
Because I'm not even sure if Conqueror procs off his W.
I actually don't think either. As a disgusting trade comes in from the Yasuo here, this Mira shake in her boots just a little bit. It's going to be just quite as rough as there's a slow but steady flame horizon coming from the top lane. 70 CS to 30, absolutely desecrating here. I just don't see what this Mumu can do at this point. What lane he can gank, what he's looking for. The Volibear is just all over the place. Volibear looking like he's in the mid lane here. I'm wondering if the direct cannon will pan over as the Rift Herald does drop. I'm interested to see how much stats are coming into it. It looks like it does not take the tower.
Small victories. Oh, and the flash coming in onto the Mumu.
The ultimate coming out of the Mumu, the Samir coming in with a full combo. The ultimate coming out of the Volibear here as the Samir ulti absolutely desecrating the enemy team here, but it doesn't matter as the set comes in with the rest of the team and absolutely eats away at the Spartans front lineup.
A 4-for-1 this early in the game is not very good.
As
now
ultimate...
the second. Oh, and KG just deleted Goop.
a little bit of unhappy coming from the top lane, but an amazing team fight coming from the Guardians, knowing that their Mumu is not strong enough to do anything comparatively to the Volley's DPS, and an amazing double ultimate from the set and the MF coming in, absolutely shredding the Spartans lineup.
So now that the Guardians have picked up the second drag, which was an Ocean, it's going to be even harder to kill them now. Because all of them at the moment are ahead, except Kennen, really.
Definitely,
well, he does have his finished proto belt, so.
No, definitely not. I'm actually going to check. It is going to be a mountain dragon. It's going to be absolutely terrible dragon for the Spartans here, especially that they're so behind just from those little picks coming from the jungle, as well as just that team fight absolutely being disastrous. How do you think the Mountain Drake will stack up with the Guardians?
Definitely make him almost impossible to kill, because Rillian at the moment does have his finished jungle item. Looks like he's looking to finish up his Merc Treads. Set is 3-0-1. He has his Merc Treads. There's a lot of Pokemon from Solarian in mid lane.
Completely just a small trade coming back and forth from it. Just completely out trading the Samir here, as I expected that mid lane to be, because Samir has just a hard time getting away from specific matchups like Yasuo, especially how much engage or potential engage she can have.
And so it looks like Misfortune is looking to build. I forgot the item.
Essence River?
Yes.
He's looking to pick up the Essence River. It's going to be a crit MF, which is going to be very scary indeed, especially that it looks like the enemy team coming from the Spartans is not going to be super tanky, especially coming to this early game. Amazing Black Shield coming in from Thomas here as he ults and walks away, trying to live another day. As the ultimate coming in from the Malphite here, Mumu tries to get in with a bandage toss as the Kennen ulties cleaning up the kill, looking like it's going to be a 1-for-1 as the Mumu ultimate comes in and trays the kill. Flash coming in from the MF here, picking up the Veigar. Not what you want to see, but it looks like she's still looking for more as the set's looking to pop the Morgana with Facebreaker. Punch her in the face.
This game is spiraling out of control. Definitely one-sided for the Guardians. They're in control of all of the objectives. They're setting up vision all over the Amumu's jungle, which is not something you want this early, and for how behind he is.
Oh, definitely, for sure. And I definitely fully expect this Volibear just to be able to dive like tier 1 or even tier 2 towers. Just how ahead he is. What do you think about his build path?
Definitely looking good. I was wrong. He's not finishing up his Merc Treads early. I feel like that would have been very good for him in early team fights, sure, as he does get picked off. Cage and uses the unstoppable to get out.
Oh, for sure.
Good use.
Good use of the Unstoppable. He was looking a little bit caught out here, but he did have his bot lane in that section. I'm looking at the team comp at the moment and being so just in despair, but the Mumu actually landing the ban toss into the Yasuo here as Yasuo is trying to look for a 1-for-1, but High Reef able to clean up the kill with the assist in the Mumu. That's exactly what I wanted to see from that Mumu. To be fair, not trying to 1v1 the Volibear in his jungle.
Actually, that was in a Mumu's jungle.
Oh, my apologies. In Mumu just yes, sir. My apologies.
All good.
For the idle completion, after the Mumu's picking up a little bit more gold, what do you want to see coming from the Mumu as YKG gets absolutely blown up by the cannon?
So he does have a center Hulk and Merc Treads. I think now, because I keep saying the Guardians are mostly AD, or like 95% AD. He definitely should pick up an Abyssal Mask, because that is a very big power spike, and it'll definitely come in handy in team fights.
For the Mumu, for the Abyssal Mask?
Yeah.
I can definitely see it. It will definitely help the Veigar out with the Abyssal Mask passive there. Though it's going to be a little bit difficult, especially that it would get absolutely destroyed by the MF ultimate. But an amazing cage coming out, poking a little bit, and somehow securing a dragon from themselves. I'm surprised they played that so slowly and so passively.
I am as well. Also, I realized I said Abyssal Mask.
Mm-hmm. You're good.
I meant Thornmail.
Thornmail would be a really good item, I think, for sure. The cannon's looking a little bit scary, especially that he just was absolutely shredding the Malphite's MR with the Negaton trope. But that's completely fine. I think the Thornmail would be a great pickup, especially coming from the DPS, even though MF is a little bit more of a caster than an auto attacker. Looks like YKG is going to have to flash over the wall. They both flash with him, ulting him back, making sure he doesn't go away, but it doesn't even matter. It looks like they're still going to look for the dive, but they're going to walk away instead, blowing both ultimates and both flashes. I think that's an awful trade coming from Guardians here, but I don't think it's going to come punished, especially just because how far behind the Spartans are.
2 flashes and 2 ultimates for 1 flash and 1 ultimate. I think that's a very good trade.
For sure, especially absorbing that pressure. The Mumu's looking to see if he can steal the Rift Herald here. I don't think it's definitely worth his life. I think scaling up is a little bit more just better in general. Just keep farming, keep clearing his jungle. The Samira may be looking up to pick up this red buff, but it looks like Volibear is going to continue marching down the Mumu's jungle.
Man, I would really like to see him just drop their throw behind the top tower.
Oh, definitely, for sure. Able to crack it in. It looks like the blue buff is going to be tossed back. I think he should have just given it to the Veigar here, but it looks like they're going to be looking for more. As they walk away?
Yep, they walk away. They're right now, the Spartans are playing very safe. They're not taking fights that they know that they can't win at the moment. And they are slowly edging back at that 6K gold lead. For
sure. For that monstrous, I think it was, what did it cap out at, like 8K?
I believe so.
I believe it was 8K gold, so that's a good start pack pedaling just a little bit to secure some amount of farming. Even though they're all behind still in their retrospective lanes, it seems like it's going to be okay because they are the better scaling team for sure. Especially picking up that dragon was a huge win, delaying the Elder Dragon from spawning.
So as we approach 20 minutes, looking at itemization, we do have a minimum of 1 finished item across the board for everybody. Say right now the worst person off in this game is probably Morgana, because she only has her support item and a Zanya's.
Definitely, for sure. And it looks like Amumu was hearing through the broadcast, picking up the Brambles belt. He knows exactly what he needs to do, especially that he set himself so behind early game, which is completely understandable.
Good job, Buffett Cup. I'm proud, buddy.
I'm proud of you, buddy. I'm actually interested in seeing the Essence Reaver coming out of the Samira. Do you know a lot about Samira builds?
I typically see a lot of IE or Bloodthirster first, but I think Essence Reaver is definitely a picked up item, but I don't think it would be first.
Definitely. Definitely, I think it's it's okay. I definitely seen some BTs coming out first, or the Infinity Edge. But I'm actually, I think he's going maybe Essence Reaver with Death Stand second, which is an interesting build path for sure.
I mean, he does have the Vampiric Scepter, so it might be a Bloodthirster.
Might be for sure. But the only reason why I said that is because I saw the cloth
The
fields.
armor.
Yeah. Or the cloth armor, excuse me, not the cloth fields for him. They're looking to pick up the MF here, but it's beautiful stun lock coming up from the duo in the bot lane as Buttercup is fighting his Scuttle Crab, stealing it away from the cannon here, making sure he has it. As the Conqueror's popped, he's healing so much here. Ultimate does come out as double ultimate as the Zanya's kicking up. It looks like that Zanya's blew the way, went golden, and they walked away from the statue.
That was. I feel like. I keep saying I don't know why. So the Spartans, they definitely won that trade there. They got an ulti and an item. 2 items actually, for just for one ulti on the Amumu, and the Amumu did get the Scuttle, so that definitely makes their Dragon Prio better.
Definitely, and I was actually super surprised from the healing coming out of Mumu. It looked like the Conquer was actually proccing onto the W, which is a good start. They're looking for a team fight here as the Scuttlecrabs walking down, I completely forgot her name that people keep saying her, but it looks like it's going to be an all-in as the cannon doesn't have it. The ultimate coming out from the Vel'Koz here. Sorry, Vel'Koz. Volibear here. Volibear's trying to clean up the dragon, which is going to be able to happen. The Samira's trying to clean up to the backline. The Yasuo is going to be ulting the Samira, absolutely deleting here as the Spartan is scrambling to do something or find something, especially that the Morgana wasn't there the entire time.
And very unfortunate for the Spartans. If I were the Guardians, I just would have went straight to Baron and just run it down mid. They're very far ahead, and it's very hard to stop them. But they are doing very good lane prioritization by pushing bot lane and mid lane.
It looks like they're going to be split pushing and utilizing their time, maybe picking up one extra tower as the Yasuo is cleaning up the Amumu side jungle. I think Baron would have been the better play here, as you said. Do you agree, or do you think this is the better play?
For how many people were down for the Spartans, that definitely would have been a better play, considering they were just right down the river. They could have gotten there, they could have shredded it back, reset. You spent all the gold they got from that fight and farming before, and just been stronger than what they would have.
Definitely for sure. As the soul point is coming up from the Guardians here, the Samir and the Malphite ultimate didn't hit the mark. How do you think the Spartans should have played differently that fight?
I feel they should have definitely decided to just try and get the drag. If they got the drag and 2 or 3 of them died, that would have been better than not getting the drag and everyone dying just about.
For sure, and it looked like the Volibear actually missed the fight, forcing himself to ulti not towards the enemy team, but towards the dragon to try to secure it, which luckily he did. But the Baron is looking like it's going to be set up first from the Spartans, but opting not to finish off that pink ward.
Yeah, that was for the Volibear ult to secure the Drake. That was very good. That was a really good fix from Merlin. I'm surprised Amumu wasn't able to take that, considering how low it was.
Oh, for sure. It was clean 700 health at most during that edge of the fight, and it resetting was probably huge of why Raylene actually missed the smite in the first place, or didn't even use it at all, rather. I'm just interested. Do you think, or how just how they are able to wombo combo the Guardians, especially. Man, I'm just trying to think. What do you think of the items?
Very standard itemization. Volibear just finished up his Dead Man's Plate, so he is now officially unstoppable. If you do see KG getting poked down by Solarin.
It's just looking like he's going to be all in here. Flash coming out from Malphite here. Just absolutely should have known that he was himself was dead, but this mirror is picking up herself a red buff. Gonna be a little bit just applying that burn off of everybody if she can get in the middle of the team.
So it looks like we were both wrong. Samir did pick up Death Stance.
That's what I thought it was. Death Stance.
You said GA.
No, I said Death Stance.
You did say Death Stance. Okay.
As the Baron is getting picked up here by the Guardians, and it's going to be absolutely shredded. Mumu trying to look for in, but absolutely getting wombo comboed by the enemy team, completely getting pushed back and absolutely eaten up by the Guardians here. The teleport is coming out by YKG and ulting away instead of opting to ulti forward, as he should have known that he was just too low and just going in for the mass ultimate here. It would have been a huge turnaround if Spartans could have grouped up a little bit better there and used their ultimates in the jungle.
Right now, as you can see, the Guardians are pushing it down mid. They're definitely going to try and get at least one inhib turret off of this Baron in this push, I hope.
Do you think they're going to end or have the possibility to?
They definitely have the possibility to end. If they do pick up another kill here, then it's definitely GG's. But you never know what could happen. Every game is winnable.
Oh, for sure. I completely agree, especially with the Veigar slowly scaling up. Even though he's died a couple of times, it doesn't mean that he's not strong. That little wizard does like to pop people in the backline, surprising.
Yeah, he does have GLP and a Twin Shadow, so he's definitely getting closer to that one-shot delete.
Definitely, for sure. I'm just interested in to see this fight panning out, both opting into this fight as they're multiple levels down, but they kind of have to at this point as the soul is getting closer and closer to the Guardians. Looking like YKG is going to be looking for a mighty fine ultimate as the set's ulting into the backline into the Spartans here, as the ultimate coming down to the MS, completely stopping the most fortunate ulti, but it doesn't look like it doesn't even matter as Samira is trying to go in, but absolutely getting deleted. Veigar is able to pick up one kill, but it doesn't even matter as Guardians completely wipe the floor of the Spartans.
Oof. Bright side, the Spartans got the Drake.
True. Right side is that they want the Drake. Maybe they were pulling a TSM, focusing on the objective as their Gase is getting backdoored. Sorry, I'm still salty from that.
No, it's fine, but we do see an end to game one. The Guardians take the dub over the Spartans.
Absolutely phenomenal game coming for the Guardians, and I'm excited to see who gets MVP.
Yeah, I want to take a look at them damage charts.
Oh, definitely, for sure. Who do you think got the most damage?
If it wasn't Solarin, then definitely Goop.
Definitely, for sure. And it looks like it is Solarin, as Goop was a very, very, very close second. Phenomenal game coming from the Guardians here, absolutely showing their dominance and their presence as they flexed their muscles and was able to take down the Spartans cleanly. I'm excited for game 2 for sure.
Is there a game 2, or I thought it was best of 1?
I thought it was best of 3. Nice, casters. Nice, fantastic.
Psychonatic.
Psycho.
Okay, he's not answering. I'm afraid.
Oh, fantastic! We are.
Oh no! I did it! I did it again. Oh.
He was muted. Right.
Yeah, the Psycho muted. My bad. That does tend to happen time to time. I was enjoying my meatball sub a little bit too much, I guess. I had to go on mute, forgot to unmute. Anyways, the Guardians coming out with a big win there. Whenever we see the Guardians, man, they like to show up on stream. Whenever they win in pretty just dominant fashion, as we did see that game. Lots of early dragon control. Goob on the cannon, getting solo kills all the time. Solaren on the Yasuo, pretty much needed for a ban there. Very dominant on that pick. We saw countless good trades coming out for him, making it super hard for High Reef on the Samira to even really get rolling. Samira, definitely the champion that needs to snowball to even be kind of as useful as they would like. Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to set it on break. I don't have too much more to add other than the disgusting amount of damage coming out from that cannon and the Yasuo. I think the Spartans, they just need to regroup, kind of reevaluate their draft plan, make sure they don't fall too far behind, especially when you have the Vigar picked. Anyways, though, I will be sending on to the break, and I will throw up your guys' player of the game pool.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love, you say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
And welcome back to Psychonautics Mike Muted Desk. You guys voted on your player of the game, and once again on the Guardians stream, it's once again Raylene on the Volibear. I swear every time he gets this champion, it's pretty much a win for the Guardians and a player of the game for Raylene. He's just so good on the pick, able to take control of the map very quickly, help his strong solo laners get that bot lane ahead as well. And with that early lead, he's able to translate that into Rift Heralds, able to translate that into early Dragons, and then from there they like to start pushing for that soul point. Once their team is ahead, they force the enemy team to come to them by forcing them to contest Dragons to prevent them from getting that soul. Anyways, a very well-played game from the Guardians and Raylene in particular, so congratulations to them on the win for the first game. But these teams are ready for game number 2, so I will send it back to our casters as we are about to start pick and ban.
Thank you so much, Psychonautic. So here, we definitely do expect to see some bans of the for the Guardians. I said that wrong again. I don't know what's up with me tonight. So we're definitely expecting to see the Spartans ban some of the champions that were played by the Guardians last game.
Definitely, for sure. The Volibear was an absolute menace, just absolutely tearing through the Amumu's jungle, making sure that Amumu does not have a good time that he likes to be. He just wants friends, man. And all he does was his bear claws to the face. Definitely the mid lane and the bot lane were doing well onto the Spartans, but unfortunately it was just not enough, because once we hit to the team fights and once we hit to those all-in engages, unfortunately the Spartans just quite didn't get the mark on the wombo combo they wanted.
Funny you should say that, because I'm still expecting the Spartans to ban Raylene's Kindred.
I'm still expecting that too. To be fair, the Kindred was a very scary pick in previous games they've had against each other, but also against the other team in the previous best of ones. But this is definitely, I think, still going to be an exciting best of 5 as the Aatrox is banned.
Something I just noticed, and there's the Hecarim. Something I just noticed: the Guardians' initials are the same as my initials.
Is it really nice?
Yeah.
So you gotta vote for him, man.
All right.
I guess the Volibear is banned off as expected. How do you think the Guardians is going to switch up because of these key bans?
Pick Kindred.
Pick Kindred, true. I mean, I haven't seen the Spartans jungle button cup actually pick Kindred, has you?
He has not. No. No, he plays. He plays a lot of Sejuani, Kayn, and some other tankier jungles.
Definitely, for sure. This is gonna be definitely a scary pick. I'm expecting the Caitlyn first pick here, coming from the Spartans, because I know Woven Alchemist has been playing Caitlyn very much, but the Morgana first has been picked up.
Still very good lane prio. Morgana can go good with just about any laner that has any sort of attack range.
I'm super excited to see this Echo pick and the Kindred picking up as well. I actually was kind of expecting to have toy with the idea as for an Echo jungle, but where do you think this Echo is going to be going? Top or mid?
Definitely mid.
Definitely mid for sure. I've definitely seen him pop off with those kind of assassin-like picks, especially with his Zed, other things, and an AP assassin like Echo definitely fits his style.
In the Kindred, Raylene is a Kindred one trick. Let's be honest.
True, definitely for sure.
As long as I've known him, it's like he's always played Kindred. He still tries to force Kindred bot lane.
Yo, I mean, you gotta pick Sion support with Kindred AD carry. I can see it. Sion's getting picked up. Definitely showing some promising ultimates already. A huge switch up from the Spartans. Again, putting an AP carry, potential AP carry. Do you think it's gonna, or do you think the Silas is gonna go?
My heart says mid, but my gut says jungle.
Your gut says jungle. Very interesting, as the Caitlyn is picking up a very, very classy bot lane, and the Lucian picked up. That's interesting. Do you think that's going top lane, bot lane?
Again, my heart says bot lane, but my gut says top lane.
I'm actually very interested. Do you seeing the Silas in the jungle? How do you think that would match up into the Kindred?
Kinda well. I mean, you have that initial poke and your own sustainability as Kindred. But Silas, once he gets on top of you, it's hard to get him off. So
Definitely, for sure. Silas is a very, very sticky champion, especially that when he got his E buffed up to a 1 AP ratio, absolutely just nuking targets, especially that they're squishy. The Blitzcrank has been banned from Spartans, and the Mumu actually very interestingly banned from the Guardians here. Do you think that was just a promising pick, or just to pinch the jungle pool a little bit more?
I think just to pinch the jungle pool. I feel since Kane was also banned, Sejuani is definitely the pick for the Spartans. That goes very well into their comp.
Sejuani for sure. I can definitely see it, especially that they would assist the Silas going all in, maybe picking up or an Echo ulti if he's going to go for the heavy dives, or the Kindred ultimate as well, just for the same exact purpose. The Lucian Brom lane coming out, it looks like it is going to be Lucian bot, unless they were looking to see maybe a Senna bot lane with the Brom. A very, very lane dominant pick as in essence of the kill lane, while Morgana Caitlyn is more for the poke.
And if Kindred gets a very, very cheeky, and that is if I picked up, so there's going to be a Silas mid. But if Kindred does get around into that tri-bush, then if the Spartans are pushed up too far, then that's just game over for them. There's no way they're getting out of that.
Oh, for sure. I'm definitely expecting some cheeky jungle pickups coming from Kindred's marks here. I'm actually very interested why the Guardians picked the Lucian Brom lane into basically hyper countering themselves, because Caitlyn Morgana is one of their counter matchups. I'm just very interested as the Maokai top lane is picking up.
I mean, you just gotta have faith, man.
I mean, showing their dominance from last game, I think they're feeling themselves like they can walk all over the Spartans, which I would feel like that too, to be fair.
As the Guardians do pick up Gnar. Goop plays a lot of very interesting top laners. He has been for the entire season.
Oh, for sure. I was actually super interested why you played Aatrox as a former Aatrox player myself, as I just felt like I could do nothing with him. But he showing up saying, nah, let me show you how to really bring out an Aatrox, and he's definitely showed up. His champ pool is definitely... what else does he play?
I've seen him... I'm just trying to think of top laners that aren't exactly in the meta as of late.
I know Gnar has been picked up in Worlds. Into counter matchups. I forget the exact team that picked up Gnar. I think it was a Chinese team, for sure. But I'm very, 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 very excited just to see how these laners match up against each other. Especially that I just believe that, and this just could be my opinion, that the Guardians are just counterpicking themselves this match. Coming in for just looking into the draft here a little bit more. How do you think the Vi is is to set up with the Spartan team comp?
Definitely a big part of their engage. If the Vi does get on someone very squishy, so basically Kindred and Lucian, then that just spells
Disaster.
disaster.
Definitely, for sure. The Echo, I definitely think the Kindred is going to be a key part once again. Really relying on Relene to absolutely do what he does best, which is just taking over the map. So, especially in prevalence of the last game. So I'm very, very excited to show up with the Kindred one trick himself to really put on the pressure of the enemy jungler.
Yes. So also, if you look at it very closely, this game is going to be a Lethality Morgana.
Dude, oh my god, you're right. I don't know why I keep blanking on the Lethality Morgana here. Absolutely just a menace. A menace against this enemy team, especially that they don't have a lot of just sustained damage against it. I would definitely completely agree with that. And I really think an AV Conquer Silas would also assist with that.
Mm-hmm. But people are slaves to the meta, so they may just decide to, just keep it real. Go phase rush Silas in the jungle. But he's not jungle, so he's mid. So what am I thinking? As Same Page did disconnect from the channel. Very fun stuff. Okay. Oh, looks like he is back.
Discord's a wonderful use.
Yeah, but I'm definitely really excited for the team fights. They're definitely going to be very explosive, and if the Guardians do just get one very good fight under their belt, even if they get no objectives, then they can definitely just absolutely just destroy the rest of the game.
Oh, 100% for sure. Catch me up a little bit. What have you been kind of keeping your eye on? Like, what kind of champ?
So mostly the Echo. If the Echo can just get into the backline of the Spartans, then that would just speak to absolute disaster.
Definitely, for sure. The Echo is going to be very scary. I think most of them,
But I keep my fingers crossed for that Lethality Morgana.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's definitely one way to put it. I'm definitely excited and interesting to see that that Lethality Morgana for sure. Just based off of these two comps, just draft per draft, who do you think has a better advantage during the grade?
So we see a lot of comfortable champs on the side of the Guardians, and a lot of just good all around team fight from the Spartans. I mean, the heart wants what it wants, but I really do have a lot of faith for the Spartans this game. But if the Guardians win this game, then the series is out of control. They're not.
You don't believe in the Fnatic top esports 3-0 reverse sweep? I don't know.
Man, I love Fnatic, definitely my favorite team, but it was heartbreaking.
It was definitely a sad truth, and maybe if this comes down to the case, Spartans are just downloading the Guardians, making sure the reverse sweep looks nice and spicy.
So as of now, I believe the poll for who you got this game is up. Vote on that in the chat.
Yes, sir. I definitely, personally, maybe shooting my own foot here, but I definitely just can't consider what happened last game as a bluff, and I really think Guardians have a winning shot this game too, even though they've set themselves up pretty badly during the draft.
But they still do have a lot of killing power. They're definitely focused on just taking bodies.
Oh, for sure. Taking names, Wolf coming in for that neck bite, absolutely just tanking people down. It's just all very, very exciting for sure. I'm just trying to think where the Vi would. Do you think the junglers are going to be focusing?
Definitely trying to just keep taking over each other's jungle. Pop and Cup definitely. Yeah, definitely just gonna keep trying to force the counter jungle. Pop and Cup after last game has to have awoken something in him. He definitely needs to get revenge.
Oh, definitely, for sure. As we're switching over to the loading screen, I'm very excited for this Game 2 out of a Game 5 series.
I fucked up, woke up in your bed again. Showed up like it's love, but it's never been enough. Playing house like you're grown up. Let go, picked it up, but I shouldn't have. Blue eyes had me blind when I met you downtown. Then you had me on the bathroom ground. You got me whiskey, you said you miss me. Oh, so much whiskey, I'll let you kiss me. But you promised everything would be alright. Cause it's worth the trouble for just one more night now. My head's pounding and I feel so low. My stomach's turning when we get too close. Don't know what to play. The hangover, the heartache. No, I'm leaving, baby, say goodbye. But we gotta want it maybe one more time. Top of the mistakes. The hangover and the heartache.
And welcome back to the Rift. I thought you were gonna take it this time. Same page.
Oh, I completely apologize. Oh, fantastic, man. This is a definitely quality coming from both of us. I completely apologize. I meant, I don't know. I just presumed you wanted to take over because I completely interrupted last time. Completely my bad.
No, man, it's perfectly fine. The faster he gets those marks, the easier it will be the easier it will be for him to dominate. God.
Oh, definitely, for sure. I definitely 100% agree with you, as Button Cup is opting for the red to Krugs full red clear. I can't speak, apparently. Full clear on the red side. Thank you, Bryn. As YKG is getting absolutely poked out in the top lane already. what are you looking for Guardians to get started in this game?
Faster, Nar gets ahead. Faster. Game will.
Get Kindred ahead, game will be dead. It's the motto coming in for me, at least.
Yeah. I think that's Ralene's motto too.
I completely agree. As Raylene is opting for the triple clear, maybe into the Krugs. Do you agree with Vi's pathing going for a full clear?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Vi definitely is a carry jungler to the max. So the faster she gets her at least 1 or 2 items, faster.
Looks like Reef is trading with Kindred here, looking for the all-in, but it looks like it doesn't even matter as a flash coming in from the Silas and the Ignite dropping from the Echo. First blood into the mid lane.
Wow. That was unexpected. Very good gank from Rillian. Unfortunately, that he is hoping that... Well, not unfortunately. He is definitely hoping that his first mark will be on the bot scuttle.
High Reef was really, really, really pushing his limits there into the mid lane. Absolutely madman going for the 1v2 as he's forced to TP back in the mid lane. Good RNG coming from the marks for the Spartans here. What do you think? What do you think is going to be happening towards the first dragon?
Just heavy vision prio, as we do see Rolene taking Vi's Krugs, or not Krugs, Raptors. And so he's just forcing himself to get ahead, making sure that he's playing safe, because that was a very close call with him in the Silas.
Oh, for sure. That was almost very unexpected. I actually thought he had it for a second. Maybe if he had Conquer over Fleet Footwork, potentially he could have gotten that first blood trade. Absolutely, probably shocking all of us. But that's completely fine, as the Lucian Bromlane is having a wonderful time versing Caitlyn Poke.
Their poke under the Caitlyn is good, but Morgana is just Morgana.
Morgana's always a fun laner to fight, especially for like kill comps into the bot lane like these two. Unfortunately, I'm still unimpressed not seeing a longsword coming in from Morgana here. Quite disappointing.
Lethality Morgana is going to become the meta, just like on hit or in jungle. I'm calling it. I'm a pioneer.
On hit more jungle? I'm very interested in that.
Ornn.
What do you mean? Oh, Ornn. Why?
Because if you... So, like, say you use the Call of the Forge God, knock up 2 people, and you have a Tiamat. If you hit someone with a Tiamat and it does damage to the other person, then it does proc the Brittle.
Oh, fantastic. That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm actually very interested in the rune choices in this game as well, talking about on hit and just choices in general. What do you think about the rune choices from both teams as the fight is breaking out? I completely apologize. Ignite coming down from the Braum, but the Braum shield's just eating it up, and it looks like it doesn't matter. The flash coming in from the Buttercup, flashing into the brush there, so he's unstoppable. The Gnar is trying to look for some type of play, but it looks like it's going to be worth it as a late TP coming from the Maokai. Too little, too late, as the Gnar is just sweeping up, getting a kill and 2 assists as the Echo's completely fed, looking for an all-in, igniting, completely just dominating that fight as Guardians picking up their first dragon.
This game is already spiraling out of control. It looked a little good for them at the beginning of the fight, when Thomas on the Morgana did get the first kill of the entire skirmish, but unfortunately for them, Gnar was there, he was ready, he just went into the back line and said, "No, you're not getting away."
Oh, definitely, for sure. Just like that TP coming from YKG, I was daydreaming right before the fight started. Just for a repeat, as the Kindred and the Vi are fighting over the crab, how do you think the rune choices coming in from both teams are going to affect the game?
The Vi electrocute is a little weird to me. So she's definitely focused on early game pressure. and damage. So I feel like she's gonna fall off before 20 minutes, which is a very bad time for
Unless he
to
goes
fall off.
lethality, Vi is the
Unless he goes
only
lethality.
real. Well,
Yeah.
is the only real reason why I think you ever go electrocute healer. Yeah, is there another room that you're looking for? I'm looking for the Halo Blades, but I could be completely wrong.
Halo Blades or Conqueror.
Conquer for sure. I definitely can see that as the little bit of a trade coming back and forth from the top lane. Putting some mad pressure onto the Braum, making sure he gets at least punched a little bit for fighting over these wards. But it looks like it's inevitably going to be Braum Lucian favored as they try to clear out the rest of the wards from the Tri-Bush, letting the Vi maybe looking for a gank.
If I gets a good gank off here, then they're definitely back in the game. That 2.5 or just that 2K gold lead will mean nothing at this point.
Maybe that 2-gate goal lead is looking a little scary, just like last game. Nar's looking for an all-in onto a Maokai. Definitely going to be very scary for him. Maybe he's going to be able to walk away, opting to get the Aftershock to proc in, but then Little Nar is going to continue running down the Maokai, but it looks like he is going to be safe.
Getting a little scared for the Maokai there. He's definitely trying to make his lane presence seem like he's not afraid. If that makes sense. The farm isn't as bad as it was at this time last game. So that's good.
It's definitely better for sure. I definitely am very, very scared for the Spartans team comp here at the moment, just because of how huge the Echo is. But it looks like the Maokai is going to try to make the Gnar a little bit more scared of him, as the Spartans are trying to recuperate. Vi is looking for the top side. Do you think there's going to be a Herald fight?
It might be. Relene is rotating into the river, so there might just be another scuttle skirmish, as there's a lot of poke in the bot lane still. I feel like we've been watching this all game.
I know, right? I mean, I kind of expected as the directed cam really likes to see, high action gameplay as poke. But it looks like the Echo might be caught out a little bit as the Spartans are trying to look for a kill, but the Vi is just absolutely blown up here as KG is looking to see if he can scrap a little bit, but unfortunately it looks like he's going to be falling to the Gnar instead, just feeding him up, gobbling the enemy Vi's jungle. It's just looking like a catastrophe once again.
That was just very bad timing for Buppin Cup. He definitely used his Q to engage on the Echo way too early. That's when he got hit with the stun and just got collapsed on.
Definitely, for sure. And it's Echo's is just so scary right now. 5-0, 9 stacks onto the Dark Seal. Do you think we will be getting a Magi's here?
I feel Magi's will be a third item. So Bramble does miss.
Ramo does miss. Luckily, the Black Shield's helping out just a little bit here. Game's looking so scary coming into the Spartans. I don't know if they have the ability to come back, especially how much team fight is coming in. But there is going to be an Echo ulti coming in from the mid lane here, as directed camera is looking to show High Reef's a final breath, as the Kindra's looking to see if she can pick up some gold before heading to the Dragon.
6-0 in the Echo, 10 stacks on his Dark Seal. Scary.
Definitely scary for sure. I definitely think this is a Medjai's game. And I'm actually quite interested to see if he is going to be pulling this hat out of this trick. I'm actually quite interested to see, do you think the Bork pickup from the Lucian is the correct play? Just for itemization at this point.
Definitely. Because Kalen does have that range on him. But if he can just use the Bork's active ability and just start running her down, he does have the dash, and he now is level 7, so he does have the culling. It's very hard to escape him at that point.
A second dragon is picking up. It is an Ocean Dragon, the scariest dragon, in my opinion, in the game. If somehow the Spartans can pick up an Ocean Soul, do you think this game can turn around?
Yes, yeah, because at that point Maokai will be actually unkillable.
Oh, definitely. I think so too. You could just literally just run down the Echo saying, "Hey, my name is Maokai. Nice to meet you." But it looks like the Gnar is doing the same thing as just running the Maokai down. The TP is being forced by the Silas, maybe looking to see if he could kill the Gnar, as the Gnar ulti coming from the Silas is completely missed, but it looks like he's going to get away just by the nick of the hair, as Silas is not very happy with the Maokai.
I'm still shocked about how far ahead Echo is.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's definitely a huge advantage coming from the Solar. I'm just absolutely saying, boys, don't worry. You really don't have to do anything if you don't want to. I can start taking over the game at this point.
Also, Rillian on the Kindred is... Oh, looks like KG disconnected.
Looks like KGC is disconnected. That's definitely a fat F.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I was saying, Rillian on the Kindred, even though he doesn't have any kills, he still is ahead in farm against the Vi and doesn't have any deaths. He does have to finish skirmishers, warriors, jungle item, and his berserker graves. So
definitely very, very, very nice items for the Kindred, as he's going to continually scale infinitely with his marks, slowly getting stronger and stronger, or speedily, depending how fast he kicks up his marks, essentially. But I think this Kindred just has free reign at this point. The Echo and the Gnar can just follow the Kindred around, making sure she gets her stacks, and I'm really just super I don't even know at this point. I don't even know if the Spartans have a chance of coming back to this game.
Oh, they do. They do. Every game is winnable.
Every game is winnable. Do you mind elaborating how they would be able to do that?
Just an example. Last week, it was Bandits versus Outlaws. It was the Battle of the Desperados. The Kale carried the entire game and got the Outlaws the win. That was insane to watch and cast.
Oh my god, I would have loved to see that game live. I should have been tuned in. That was completely my bad. I'm definitely excited. Definitely interested to see if they can pull it back. Caitlyn almost picking up her full affinity edge. A huge power spike, especially if she can get some headshots with that crit damage. The Kindred mark is getting contested right now, as the Vi is looking just to spice it away with the silence. Might be a little skirmish coming into it, as I'm hoping. Directed camera didn't tell me if the Kindred got it or not, but it looks like the Echo is going to go onto it, absolutely popping the Vi here, uncontested. The Silas is trying to pick up anything as he possibly can. Ult's forcing the ult back. The Echo follows him with his own ultimate, just absolutely murdering the lad, and it's unfortunate to see that the Spartans are just falling further behind.
From how it looks right now, everyone's aiming for that O10 power spike.
I mean, that's completely fair. If I saw a Yasuo, I'd be actually afraid for the Guardians. But I'm very interested to see if that O10 power spike would be starting to kick it into high gear as they slowly get to that point, for sure.
Yeah, continue looking at the itemization. Vi does not have her finished complete jungle item. Maokai is actually bullying the Gnar a little bit.
We're looking to see for an all-in, but Mega Gnar is coming out, getting that massive health increase just for the little bit of a time, of course. The Echo and the Kindreds looks like they're coming in for that, but a top lane gank's coming in. The Vi picking up the Gnar kill, but an absolute slaughter is coming to the bot lane as the Lucian calling is going to pick up the game. But absolutely crazy to see the counter pick from the Morgana picking up the Echo.
Still, those were very well timed fights. Just when the Guardians looked like they were actually gonna start getting a little bit behind, with the Gnar being taken out by the Vi, they come back with 2 kills of their own and a tower.
Oh, definitely. Very scary sighting to see. Well played coming over to the Guardians there, making sure the land spite, saving the Lucian from the last tower shot, as well as unfortunately the Echo dropping, the stacks of the Medjay being very unhappy, and the Guardians are now slowly forcing the Spartans further back into the Nexus.
That 6k gold lead that the Guardians have, this game is definitely starting to look like it's going to be harder to come back. But still, every game is winnable. You never know what can happen.
You can never know what happens as the Morgana gets stun locked up here, getting popped by the Echo and the Gnar practically before the stuns even stops, continually setting the spy further and further behind. Even though you have the heart to say this every game's winnable, I'm gonna be a little bit more pessimistic and say this game is looking like a wipe.
Yes, but you never know.
You never know. You're right. Yo, I need to see a Kale next game. Boys, we gotta see it. You gotta see it. Something.
I feel like Goob heard you, so now he's going to pick that next game.
Yeah. I'm super excited to see a Kale Goob into the top lane. Man, I'm lost for words into this game. What do you think would be some good item pickups to get before they start fighting again for the Spartans?
Definitely having Maokai finish up his Sunfire Cape, as he's just going to keep getting wrecked by the Gnar. Does force a flash.
Definitely, for sure. The Vive picking up the red buff, saying, "Here, I'm way too understated. Sorry, Caitlyn, you're not going to have it. I'm going to have it for a little bit longer." Vi continuing to full clear as much as possible, but Guardians just keep looking to see what they can pick off as the Echo looking to one pop the Silas.
Which he can almost do.
Almost. Very scary for sure. Especially with the GOP picking up, making him tankier, but he still like half shots him. Flash coming in, popping him one more time. He's looking like he keeps wanting to go as the Riptail spawning up top lane, cracking down the top lane. They're running down the mid lane. Just an absolute catastrophe from all points from the map.
Kindred has Stormrazor.
That's a carry item that I wanted to see. That's a really nice item.
I feel like Awesome Sheep is now turning over in his grave.
The coach for the Spartans, unfortunately.
Yep, he absolutely hates Stormrazor as an early item.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But it looks like it doesn't matter as a huge Gnar ultimate coming in with the Echo DPS, just massacring the Vi and the Maokai of the Spartans as they're continuing just to whack at the inhibitor, looking like they're going to take it with ease, none contested practically.
So now we do see that Maokai does have his finished Sunfire Cape. That's a little bit of a power spike for him, but he is kind of far behind, to say the least.
For sure. Definitely way too far behind as they are looking to swipe away that dragon and get that free legendary item. Oh wait, we're not playing another game. My bad. Get that free Baron buff and getting that power to recall in those powering up minions. Do you think they're going to run it down bot lane, or they think they're like bot mid, or do you think they're just going to and may ram it?
I think they're going to go 1-4. I think Echo's gonna split push. Gnar's gonna stay with the team to keep that pressure, or Gnar's gonna split push. I mean, Gnar seems more like a better split pusher than the Echo, but Echo can, for how far ahead he is, he definitely doesn't need much help, considering he did finish his Lich Bane and might be building towards a Rabadon's.
I think it's going to be a Rabadon's as well. I mean, might as well at this point. You're almost at 25 seconds on your Medjais. You're just running down the enemy team. I might as well go for more damage, right? Go for that 1v9, get a pentakill, feel great. So it looks like he's just doesn't even care. Pressuring with his W here. Do you even think the Spartans should be looking for a fight here?
I mean, they kind of have to at this point. The next drag is coming up very shortly. If they can get
it's a 3v5 or 2v5.
So like if they're able to just get at least one pick and hopefully that be onto the Echo, then that dragon definitely they definitely have a higher chance of it falling into their hands.
Oh, for sure.
Stopping the Ocean Soul.
I don't know if they have the ability to, unless Vi can pull a miracle steal here. But it looks like it won't even matter as the enemy, as Woven Alchemist is just getting run down by Zolaran's Echo. Really disgusting Morg ultimate coming in, but it looks like it doesn't even matter. But the fight's going to still continue as the ultimate coming in. The absolutely disgusting Silas Nar ultimate throwing everybody into the wall. But it looks like they're just too weak, and they're just going to be run over anyways. Unfortunately, sad to see it for the Spartans or any Spartans fans. It's going to be 2-0 so far in the series.
I'm surprised at how fast this game went by. It's going to be...
Definitely, for sure.
So like a 23 minute and 7 seconds, I'm calling it right now.
23-minute Ocean Soul. 23 and technically 4 seconds.
Darn, off by 3 seconds.
Off by 40 seconds, but that's okay. Who do you think did the most damage this game?
Easy, the Echo.
Oh, for sure. I definitely agree with you.
If not him, then Goob as Nar.
And it looks like it is going to be the Echo here, getting 19k damage, almost the 20k damage mark. Or just an absolute clean stomp once again by the Guardians. What do you think the Spartans need to do for their third game before we head it to the analyst desk?
I don't actually know. My best guess would definitely be just try to stop getting caught out. That's kind of their problem for the past 2 games. Some very awkward positioning early game, which ended up being just forcing a snowball onto the Guardians.
Definitely, for sure. And that means we're going to send it over to the boy in the analyst desk to break down the game.
Thank you so much, Same Page and Ayanami, for that great cast. And once again, guys, the Guardians are here for blood. And what a stomp that game was here. It was absolutely incredible. That Echo just completely dwarfing the entire games in terms of damage. What's his name? I'm blanking. Goob's Nar was very, very close. He played that matchup very, very well. It is a little bit Nar favored with the max health damage he does get from his W there, and the pressure coming out from the Lucian Braum lane was actually pretty immense considering how powerful of a bot lane the Caitlyn Morgana combo is. Not able to get too much out of it with the Black Shield, but still a great performance coming out from the Guardians as a whole, especially Solarin on that Echo. He was getting all kinds of pages in his book there, I believe ending the game at full stacks. I could be wrong. It doesn't actually show me in the endgame screen how many pages he had. Anyways, Guardians up 2-0 here, looking very dominant on the night. I'm going to send it on a break, and as we are on break, be sure to vote on the player of the game.
my heart, it's beat tight. Oh, my body's breathing, it's just you and me. I'm so caught in this, we're so lost deep in it, can't stop. I'm forever the one you call. Let's
And welcome back to the analyst desk, ladies and gentlemen. I have a wrong image up. Let me just fix that for you real quickly. Oh no, why am I choking? I'm choking. Okay, there we go, my bad. Anyways, guys, it was obviously Solaren as your player of the game. That game on the Echo was just so fed. He was able to snowball so quickly. A nice little gank by Raylene early game got him super ahead there right from the get-go, and then a huge skirmish at the beginning on that very first dragon, able to pick up another 3 kills, and once you're 4-0 on Echo, it is oh so hard to stop you. You have the you have the undo button there for available, ready to get yourself out of sticky scenarios. He bought Caps's book to get some more additional free stacks, some free scaling, some free stats, and he was just able to run away with that game, as well as some winning top lane and bot lanes, and some solid jungling by Raylene. So congratulations to Solaren and Guardians for your big win there, as we are ready for Game 3, and I will send it back to our casters to do the pick and ban.
Thank you so much, Psychonatic. So from this draft, I am hoping to everything that is like within me that we get something that is very weird to see.
What are you thinking of?
Orange jungle on hit. Come on, let's do it.
I mean, some lethality Morgana, a little bit of on jungle board.
Yeah, man. You never know.
You never know. Standard bans are coming out from both sides, coming out through the series. Oh man, what do you expect some type of change or maybe some type of draft do you think would be picking up with the set for the Spartans to really bring this game to a 4th game in the series?
Definitely just more like instead of like an all-around team fight comp, definitely focus on yourself at this point. Because if Wolf and Alchemist and the bot lane can get ahead, then that'll definitely make it harder for the Guardians to try and push back at him, even if Solaren, Goob, or Raylene are on those like semi-tanky carries. Like that'll definitely help him keep his team alive and do more damage, because that's definitely something that the Spartans have been lacking in the past 2 games.
For sure, and I'm very, very excited to see that Graves pick. As a Graves jungle player myself, with the Caitlyn is very interesting for sure. But back to the Graves point, Graves Caitlyn is maybe it's going to be a lethality Graves with the Caitlyn's very thing. Jin Swain, where do you think that Swain's going?
Swain is definitely going bot lane.
No chances of that being a set support?
No.
I definitely agree. Coming from the Spartans past, the Swain has been picked up before into the supportive role, coming from the hands of Thomas. I'm excited to see a Leona picking up with it, especially how prominent Leona has been inside of Worlds. Maybe that Leona buff will come on to Darth here, because every Leona I've ever seen in Worlds so far has been disgusting.
Mm-hmm. But also remember, those guys are the best players in the entire world, so...
True. So that's exactly why. But these guys are fighting as well to be the best in their league, and I'm excited to see the Echo Band coming out with the Silas. What do you think a good mid lane jungle pickup would be for the Spartans?
I feel like that's actually going to be a set jungle. But
okay.
But on High Reef, I feel like Orianna would be a very good champion for this team. So like that way they're not completely like screwed, to say the least, when it comes to like solo sustain and also team fighting.
I'm excited that you said set support. What do you think the top lane would be then?
I don't know.
A good question. Maybe another tank. Definitely looking at the enemy team, maybe a Malphite could still be a great pick here. I know they've been giving the counter pick to the top lane just to make sure that YKG has no business ever playing the game in the top lane, at least from the last 2 games of an experience. Maybe some type of man, I know Urgot is definitely his main champ, which is banned out. Kane getting picked up. It is looking like a
Oh,
set,
Never mind.
but you are correct on the Orianna.
Yes.
Definitely 100% correct on the Orianna. Very, very scary for sure, especially you can put the ball onto the Kane as he ulting into somebody. It's going to be very intense to see for sure.
Well,
Not
since
getting picked up.
since the set is going top, I better see a Bramble being rushed because apparently they're reading my minds or they're watching the stream.
Let's hope they're just reading their minds for sure. I definitely think Ninja Tabby, Bramble Vest, top lane for set, just playing safe, using your W to farm with creeps. Just don't overextending, making sure that you just don't get like absolutely abused like that first game is definitely ideal. How do you think that bot lane matchup pick is that?
The Caitlyn Leona or the Swain Jin?
Yeah, both. How does that matchup
Both.
pair up?
Okay. So Jin, very good into Caitlyn. Definitely the best counter for her. But the Leona with the Kate kind of makes it hard for the Jin to be able to kind of walk up and do his poke damage. But the Swain, on the other hand, also can allow the Jin to get those early pokes onto the Caitlyn. So it's definitely looking more like a skills matchup in the bot lane this game instead of just let's pick what we pick and see what happens.
I definitely think I agree with you. I definitely think that a lot of the pressure is going to be falling onto the Leona this matchup, especially that going with the Zephyr Blade. Being onto the Jin is going to be super crucial to absolutely demolishing that bot lane. If Leona is unable to do so, I think the Swain Jin has a huge advantage, even through the Caitlyn's range, just because of the just the high amount of damage Swain can put out, even in the supportive role.
So I'm a little disappointed in you, Verleen, if you're watching.
Why are you disappointed?
Because I messaged him and said, "Hey, if you want to make me proud, son, you better play Orange Jungle."
Okay, unfortunate. You should have spam messaged him that one, man. That would have been some hypey gameplay. I know if you're an LS fan, LS would be proud of you, for sure. Excited to see. I think it's definitely it's less of a wombo. I think it's more of a wombo combo coming in from the Spartans through a team fight capacity, but I definitely can see some very hype gameplay coming through the Gnar Diana, just going through each other, throwing them against a wall, and then with Leona R and Graves R just absolutely blasting through their stunning them up and blasting through their HP bar. It's going to be very, again, exciting team once team fights break out.
So Bubba Cup is a very good Kane. I will give him that. But from how he's been playing the past 2 games, it doesn't really seem like he's found his groove. Hopefully this Kane game kind of wakes him up in a sense. I honestly hope he just goes off and like does some great ganks on into the bot lane, because that'll definitely change the game.
Definitely, for sure. I'm actually talking about the Kane. Which form do you think he's going to be choosing this game?
If he picks blue Kane, it's int. If he picks red, it's good.
I mean, against that team comp, yeah, probably. I mean, the grit coming in for the Graves doesn't really make him a squishy target. But I mean, to be fair, the only real way he's gonna get red form is through the mid/half kind of bot if he doesn't focus Caitlyn, which would kind of be int, to be fair. So it's gonna actually be kind of difficult for him to get red cane personally. But do you see a world where he can get red cane first and not wait the 4 minutes or however long?
Yes, I definitely do. So if he just camps mid lane, gets high reef ahead, gets his assists onto the from Solaren, or onto Solaren rather, then he definitely will get that form very fast, and that'll definitely be a game changer.
I can definitely see that. Orianna, one of those control mages, just has high damage throughout the game. Early game poke, late game burst, just an absolute great champion around. What's the main objective do you think the Spartans can kind of take control of the game? Like, is it team fighting? Is it objectives? Is there a specific lane that they should be 4 or 5 man dining in the sense?
Definitely bot in the drag pit, considering they are still blue side.
Yeah, they chose blue side 3 games in a row.
Oh, okay. I guess the Guardians are being nice, letting them have first pick. But anyway, since Kane does have that high mobility and can walk through those walls, which is still very busted in my opinion, then it definitely it makes his clear a lot faster. It makes him getting to different points of the map so much easier. And if he focuses bot even just a little bit, then if Wolven gets ahead, even if Thomas gets ahead, that's still very big. And also now you can vote for who you have to win this game.
Make sure you have to vote. Man, I mean, just based off of team comp, I can definitely see Guardians winning it, just because I feel the comp is more synergistic and has kind of the same idea, especially if the Graves kind of goes that lethality style and lets Gnar and Leon on the front line. But I think if they can't pull off that wombo with Gnar Diana, or any way, shape, or form, I think Spartan's draft just has a better way of dealing with multiple threats. What do you think?
I feel like the Spartans definitely do have just the slight better draft, just because they have all of that CC and they do have a lot more damage than they have picked in the first 2 games. But I really do hope that set does not go Halo Blades and rushes Trinity Force, because it's horrible.
Solo queue at its finest. That's what I'm saying. I think, in my opinion, and that's just my opinion, I think Halo Blades to rush Triforce on set is the exact, unless set's very far ahead, but is the exact same thing you're doing when you pick Galio and pick Predator.
So I feel like if Verlene goes phase rush and goes lethality, then it's gonna be it'll definitely be a better game. But if he does go something awkward like electrocute and lethality, it'll still be good, but I don't think it'll be as good because we won't have that better gank pressure.
Definitely, for sure. As we're going to the loading screen, we will see you on the Summoner's Rift.
I fucked up, woke up in your bed again. Showed up like it's love, but it's never been enough. Playing house like you're grown up. Let go, picked it up, but I shouldn't have. Blue eyes had me blind when I met you downtown. Then you had me on the bathroom ground. You got me whiskey, you said you miss me. Oh, so much whiskey, I'll let you kiss me. But you promised everything would be alright. Cause it's worth the trouble for just one more night now. My head's turning and I feel so low. My stomach's turning when we get too close. Don't know what to play, a hangover or a heartache. No, I'm leaving, baby, say goodbye, but we got a was good, never answer you. You're what I need when I'm weak, but I'm trying to be strong. But baby, it's just been so long. You got me whiskey, you said you miss me. Oh, so much whiskey.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Summoner's Rift of Game 3 versus Guardians versus the Spartan. 2-0 up to the Guardians. I'm very excited to see how this game is going to turn out, if the Spartans can claw their way back into the series, or they will pull out like G2 versus Gen G, a clean 3-0. How are you feeling about this bot line? Bot lane looks like a 5-man invade.
Definitely very cheeky. They might be able to catch Thomas out early.
Yeah, Thomas being very aggressive into the bush, forcing the flash out. The Gray's going to be flashing with the Swain here, not getting anything much out of it besides burn some of the spells.
Very... I guess you could say that's a worth invade. It did force the Swain to back. But Rilene does not have flash anymore, so that's kind of like the only downside.
As well as the Leona popping Ignite there pretty early. Unfortunately, they were unable to lock it down. Hyrule getting a really deep orb, and Goob offering just to joke around with the Orianna there, not putting any poke or pressure onto him. This is a very exciting game already. How do you think these junglers are going to be pathing?
So since they are starting on opposite sides of the map, Kayn definitely going to be focusing more on the bot lane, trying to get those red stacks. But as for Rilene, he started as blue, so he's definitely going to be focusing more on the top side. Because if a set is ahead, it's hard to slow him down. But at the same time, if set is behind, it doesn't necessarily mean he's out of the really.
Oh, for sure. Set is a very, very powerful opponent. If he's able to get his Facebreaker into full combo completely onto a single target, even though he may be a little bit behind, he's going to be very, very, very powerful. Although that's to say, poking coming from the respective lanes, from top lane poking the Zed, the Orianna poking the Diana. Do you find that this Graves is going to be ganking more, or more for the counter jungle like you've seen in the first game?
So Rilene, he is a farming simulator. Like, call him farming simulator. Riot's farming simulator 2020, because he plays champions that are very good by themselves whenever they just try and go about their own business.
But it looks like Buttercup is trying to dice with the Diana there, like screaming for help, saying, "Help! Diana's going to be chasing me!" But it looks like he's going to get out single-handedly, completely fine. No flash burns, but they look like they're going to be diving back on. But Set's going to be taking down the Nara. Fight's continuing out. Zephyr going onto it, setting up the Orianna, but they're going to continue going down. The Kayn flash coming in. It's looking like going to be first blood coming up to the Jhin here. Flashing, killing the Kayn here, getting the double buffs, rather. Flash is going to be going into the Woman Alchemist, seeing if they can pick up the Higgins. Getting up to the Graves kill. Caitlyn picking up the Jhin after flashing into the brush. It might be two. Flash comes out missing the Q there, very barely living with the sliver of HP from the red buff. Crazy fights coming out already, dicing it back and forth. How do you think it's faring up?
Oof, it started off very good for the Spartans, but then they just the Guardians decided, hey, wait, we're not going to give up this early. Let's just go back in, and they did, and it definitely evened out the score. So not much ground has been made, but it definitely shows that like your positioning and your use of abilities at certain times definitely just makes it like a much easier fight.
Oh, for sure. And it looks like there's going to be a gank coming out from the top lane, blowing the side a little bit, forcing YBJG to flash away from the Graves, probably telling him to F off from his lane, like typically a set player would at that point. very interested to see double pickouts coming from the bot lane. Who do you think, or which team do you think scales better?
I feel like both teams scale evenly. I feel like just individual champs scale harder. So Jin scales harder than Kate, but Diana scales harder than Orianna if the Orianna is ahead. So it's kind of a toss up. Scoob does get some poke onto him.
Oh, definitely, for sure. It looks like it's going to be an early dragon picking out, making sure, focusing on the objectives, as Graves is just messing with this set right now. I don't know what he's doing. I'm looking for the face cracker. What's is coming in, autoing twice with the W coming out, picking up a kill onto the Graves there. Reverse kill coming into the Swain bot lane. I think that's going to be super, super beneficial for the set. Picking up a kill there, especially that I think your boy KG is very, very comfortable on that champion. So I'm excited to see how this match is going to be continuing.
Yeah, like the Spartans.
All in coming in from the mid lane. It's like it's going to be a one shot here. Unfortunately, the shield not coming back off of cooldown. An amazing, beautiful one shot coming in from Celine. To continue.
So, as Nard is going in.
Nard is going to go into the set here, just clapping some set cheeks, looking like he does that Q auto attack animation cancel. Is that why he did so much damage in that point? It's definitely a very spicy matchup as I expected it to be. Spartans being a lot more aggressive than they would naturally just because they feel like they're on the back pedal.
There's like so much poke going around everywhere. It's kind of hard to
hard to follow. Oh yeah,
yeah,
for sure. What do you think about the Roa looking like it's going to go in from the Diana?
Kind of an awkward item to start nowadays, right?
I think
or is that
so.
just me?
Maybe if you're like playing Rise or something like that, I can definitely see it. Looks like it's going to be an interesting game coming in from the bot lane. I'm surprised it's actually working as he's stepping into two traps here, sitting there as they're both the reload champions stop to reload for a second, picking up a kill onto the Jhin there.
So even though they start off a little bit rocky this game, the Guardians are definitely pulling it back. But they are down that mountain drag though, so the set is going to be a little bit harder to kill. But set is a little bit ahead as
well.
Or actually, farm is even, yeah.
But I mean, even still, I definitely think this is going to be an interesting dilemma. Because I think personally the Mountain Dragon is actually the best solo dragon you can probably get, especially from the nerfs from the dragons way back when. I'm actually kind of scared to see that the Orianna is actually so far behind the Diana in CS. Maybe it's because of the dragon rotation early on into those early fights, but it could have also helped because the one shots coming in. It looks like it's going to be a 2v2 fight. The ultimate coming down. Orianna ulti trying to bring the Diana across the things, but it looks like Kayn is still level 5. The flash coming in from the Graves, picking up the Kayn kill as he dodges the auto attack. The flash is coming in from the Swain. It's going to be a lockdown onto the Graves here. The 4 from the Jhin comes down, but it's not enough damage. He's walking away with his life. Do you think... Coming from the top lane as well. This looks like he's actually going to all into the situation. I'm very surprised, but the camera is just not having it, heading down to the bot lane, knowing that it's not going to end up with anything. I'm very surprised they actually took that fight, especially that they knew that the Kayn was still level 5, and he really needs to start getting those Darken forms before he starts taking fights like that, especially into a Graves.
Mm-hmm. So I just realized this. Jhin has Dark Harvest.
Yeah. It's actually standard. I would say now on
standard. Okay.
In solo queue standard.
Oh, all right then.
Standard.
All right, understandable.
I think it's more towards because you have so much burst damage and to increase it, but I definitely think maybe into something like a as a gank's coming down, it looks like it's going to open up the curtain call, making the Jin picking up the kill as the Dark Harvest Axe comes in. Looks like it's gonna be a 2-for-0, but the flash does come out from the Leona, saving his life for another day.
Every game is winnable.
Really good game. Every game is
winnable.
And that's what the boys are saying. Leona's looking to scrap a little bit more, it seems, fighting for the Scuttle Crab. The Swain's still level 5 as the Xenoblade coming out, the ultimate coming out from the Diana there, picking up the kill and saving the Leona's life, but it looks like the Oriana is going to pick up the Leona kill instead, saying, yoink, give me that back. My team needs some gold. But the Dragon is going to be starting up for the red side here. It's going to be a little bit scary. It looks like it's probably going to be Guardians favored, but let's see if the King can pick up a swipe. But it looks like he's just going to be ignoring it and continuing clearing his jungle, staying safe, making sure he can pick up that form and not inting as much as he wants. Or as he might, I should say. Not once. Nobody wants to end.
I'm a little surprised that that Kane didn't try and go in for the steal there. I feel like if he did go in, then he definitely could have. He might have been able to get it because Rillian's Smite was down.
Definitely, I definitely think so too. But of course, sometimes you don't want to risk it for the biscuit. As a top lane curse comes out, Blah is just sidestepping his main damage source. That's quite unfortunate. But it looks like he's still gonna get the solo kill. Oh, sorry.
Are you good, man?
Something went to the back of my throat as Set just absolutely pummeled Nar there.
Looks like he showstopped your uvula there.
he crushed my throat there. Oh, Jesus. As Grace is looking to see if he can get a response kill, W coming out doing an amazing amount of damage, even not picking up the true damage in the middle as Kane secures Set's life. This is an impactful game coming from all corners around the game. It looks like a Xenoblade, the ultimate coming out from the Leona here, but the Swain is so tanky from the healing. They're just doing so much damage. They just absolutely pummeled the 2v2 into the bot lane. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a game.
In a game, it is like I feel like the Spartans.
And then the ultimate coming out from the mid lane, a one shot, almost true, but it looks like it is going to be picked up by Diana Q.
Even though they're just little mishaps here and there, I still feel like the Spartans definitely listened or read my mind. They're doing things like the way I hope they would do throughout this entire series. Like they're definitely picking it up. They're realizing that, hey, we're out if we don't win. Let's at least give them a fight, not give them it for nothing.
Exactly, and it looks like Set doesn't even care. He's going to be boxing back in the Gnar, but the gank is coming out with the Graves. Looks like it's going to be very scary to the Set. It's going to be picked up by Goop here, almost getting one popped as well into the mid lane. Kane's is just struggling right now to find to find some type of orbs to get that transform as every minute ticks. And he doesn't get the transformation, the longer it is for him to be able to pop off in the game.
So right now we do see quite a bit of standard itemization from everyone. Set did rush a Bork, so he is just looking to just go attack damage Set.
Coming down from the side here as from the Oriana there, as Jin ultimate is going to be popping around, unable to connect with the Leona. Beautiful TP. It would have been a beautiful TP if they didn't CC chain that so well, securing the kill. But Goof and Reef are just completely trying to take over the top as the W is coming out. He was able to get his transformation. Flash Smite coming in to pick up the Graves kill. It looks like the bot lane's going to be coming in as the Diana's just absolutely just going to stop the bot lane there as he just a 3-man ultis as to imploding the enemy team there. It's absolutely crazy just seeing this back and forth gameplay, top, bot, mid, all over the place, but the only thing that's consistent is Solaron's performance in these games. 8-0.
Wow. This is still, like, even though Solarin is that far ahead on Diana, another very heavy snowball champion, it's still refreshing to see that that the Spartans kills left single digits before 20 minutes.
Yeah, this is an impactful game for sure, but it looks like the Diana is going to be going back and forth into the jungle. 3v1 there. Not something that you want to see to be that fed on. Picking up a massive shutdown. I actually did not see who picked up that shutdown.
Kane did.
Kane did. Actually, that's a huge boost into damage compartment. It looks like it's gonna be a kill coming over to Goob. Unfortunately, unable to use his Set's shield to protect him from that high damage coming in from the Gnar ultimate. It looks like it's gonna be a Infernal Dragon coming in from Guardians there. Kind of excited to see if that was gonna be a steal. Very close in my eyes, at least.
Yeah, I can tell. You kind of tensed up, like, oh, is he gonna steal it?
But I mean, even though I like the Bork coming out of set, do you think the Bramble Best Rush would have been better here?
Seeing that Gnar now has a finished Black Cleaver, it would still be a little bit impactful, but it kind of would. All he would get would just be the grievous wounds off of it. He wouldn't get the armor at that point, but it would still definitely be a worth item if he gets, as Swain looks like he's gonna get caught out.
Yep, absolutely, just obliterated there.
So
looks like.
Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I was just saying it looks like it's gonna be Kane getting caught out a little bit, and just absolutely popped. Unfortunately, the ultimate coming out from High Reef was not fast enough to save his life. The Zanyas has to be forced out, golden, but the 1-for-1 trade is going to be coming out because Caitlyn was just a little bit greedy into that play. Shutdown is going to go over to Orianna, though.
That's good for the Orianna, as we do get some defense here in the tower.
Oh, for sure. It looks like High Reef is trying to 1v3, just like Soloran. Did previously, luckily able to live by flashing away underneath into his inhibitor tower, but Soloran is just super scary at this point. 2 levels ahead, was 3 levels ahead previously from the Kane there, but it looks like it's gonna be a clean getaway as the Jhin ult curtain calls popping up, but it's exactly not what he wanted as the team fight's about to break out. Gnar stunning up the swing, just popping up, but KG said no sir, and goes in and absolutely pops in with the Orion damage. Orion? Wow, I can't
Orianna.
Orianna, unfortunately missing the shockwave, but they're still looking for more as the Caitlyn's getting caught out by Rost here. Almost picking up a trade kill coming up from Orianna, but luckily saving his life in between. That was a 1-for-4 trade. Or 4-for-2 rather, because the set did die in that trade. What do you think this game, how do you think this game's going to continue going?
I feel like it's going to be very steady. I believe now Kane does have enough stacks at this point to get his form, and he does pick up his Black Cleaver, so he's going to start absolutely shredding everybody.
Yeah, definitely. He's been in his form for a little bit now, I think. Probably for since he's been in Ross for just a little bit, but happily enough, that's great for him either way. Definitely excited to see what potential he can be continuing doing into this. It looks like it's going to be a hero fight again. Leona coming in, the flash ultimate flash rather, coming from the Swain here. The group is going to be throwing both of them against the wall. It's going to be an absolute amazing shockwave, three-man shockwave here. It's going to be two full health versus two people that are pretty low coming from Golden Guardians. Sorry, Golden Guardians. Wow, Payne, you really are like throwing up names. I never knew we had Golden Guardians in this league. The Guardians walking away for a 4-4-4 trade. Pretty messy all around. But I think the Gold was going onto their some key targets there, specifically onto the Jhin and the Orianna. Basically, their carries at this point. And it looks like Diana's just not having the game as she wants, being 11-3 at this point. Unable to get those massive ultimates, just absolutely shutting down key targets like people in the backline.
Mm-hmm. So we see now that the Diana does have a Nashor's Tooth, Lasagna's, and the Roa. So very, very good itemization for how ahead he is.
And it looks like Swain's going to be locked up here. Knockup coming into the Leona, but it looks like Swain's just going to be popped. Massive shockwave coming out of the Orianna there as the set's trying to 1v5 in the backline, but the Diana is just absolutely tearing it up here. Still half HP and absolutely just burning the backline down, but amazing W coming out from Rost. But it looks like it doesn't matter as Hydra is just getting burned down the same way as his team did. Just absolutely stomped a 1-for-5. Unfortunate play coming from Thomas, getting caught out so early, and Diana getting a free backline entrance into the Jhin.
I think now here they're just going to go straight to Baron. I would hope anyway.
I think a Baron call would have been fine there. Maybe, I mean, I know the Gnar was a little bit low there, but I think the Baron play could have been done, or could have been done for sure. I think they're taking it super uber safe by just clearing out the mid lane, getting a tower, just clearing Cup's jungle.
You know, I'm very surprised that they didn't actually go to Baron there, as
it looks like Diana's going to look for a 1v4 once again. He really enjoys doing that, and it looks like it's going to be true as he's just getting popped in a 1-for-5. It looks like a Shockwave was coming out as well, or excuse me, Shockwave wasn't coming out. It's just Orianna damage in general. I don't know what's... man, I keep messing up his name. I want to say Solaron. Solaron. Just he keeps going for those fancy 1v5 plays. I don't think it's good for him.
Yeah, it's kind of messing up his flow that he's been having all night, even though he already has more kills than he did in the last game. But it's kind of weird that like he's just deciding to just go, hey, I'm gonna try and take out this guy, and then just continues to push into the enemy team with no one backing him up.
Maybe he's still thinking he has an Echo ultimate from last game, just in case. Unfortunately, he was unable to pick up the Echo there. It would have been probably a lot nicer for him for sure. But the game's just so even at this point, and I actually think the Spartans will just take over the game. And the Ignite coming out from Swain there, but KG is getting caught out with the set. He's trying to walk away. See, it's like looking like it is like all set players do. Walk away when they go all in 1v5. I still don't know how they do it. How do you think the itemization's coming in here while Gnar's getting collapsed on?
I don't think I even have time to say.
I think it's pretty
No,
standard.
I don't.
I hope Goob doesn't survive from this. I hope so. Yeah, there you go. But then Baron trade is going to be picked up here, which is absolutely a terrible trade coming out from the Spartans here. And it looks like maybe you're right. Maybe there's too much action here. Quickly go itemization.
Okay. As Psychonautics said in the chat, why Void Staff? Yes, exactly. Why Void Staff? Set is looking to build Set is looking to build a Black Cleaver. That means there'll be 4 Black Cleavers on the board. Gnar has a Frozen Mallet now, and a Chain Vest. Death Stance finish on the Graves. Kate has rapid fire. IE looking to build probably towards a PD. Good there. Leona still looking standard. Probably looking to build the Night's Vow now. Now that she has a finished gargoyles. Swain has Zanya's. That's it.
That's it.
Jin has IE and rapid fire cannon, but does not have a cloak, so he's still down on the Caitlyn. Oriana has 2 finished items, looking probably to build for a void staff of her own.
I definitely think even though Spartans are down by a little bit of gold here, about 6K, if that's my math. Yeah, 6.
Yes. Yes.
Even though they're still down 6K in gold, the majority of that gold is onto the Diana here. And a massive damage coming out from the Oriana, forcing the Caitlyn flash, probably scaring them a little bit as Diana's looking for that split push with that Baron buff. KG should pair up down as I hearing the curtain call coming out from the mid lane. KG getting absolutely blown up there by that Diana, showing her power, being 14-4 at this point. But it looks like the Kane is looking to tango, especially that the Diana doesn't have ultimate either anymore, but he is looking like he's going to walk away at this point as the mid inhibitor tower is falling. I think the macro play on the Spartans is just falling apart at this point.
So Kane does have a death stance, so he is starting to look like he's going to start doing some big plays, like you see here, the collapsing on Goop.
He's really going in for the all-in onto Goop at this point. The ultimate coming out, looking to see if he can pick up the missed ultimate coming from Goop is going to spell out his death at this point. Maybe not, though. It's definitely going to spell out his death at this point, but it's going to be picking up an Infernal Soul. It's actually going to be super scary to see, especially on that Diana. Getting those 3-4 man ultimates is just going to blow up the Spartans, but I want to see the Spartans win for one more game. How do you think they're going to be able to do it?
I honestly don't know. Now Baron is down at the moment. The Guardians have Infernal Soul. Diana is actually unstoppable at the moment, so there's not really much they can do. If they do get Elder, then they can just go force an end through the bot lane, but they only have 2 towers to the 9.
Definitely, for sure. And I'm actually very upset to see the set picking up a Black Cleaver here. I really think he should have went for a Bramble Vest and then looked for maybe like a Locket Redemption combo, because he really doesn't need the tank stats at that point. He's practically unkillable most of the game anyways, but I don't even think he has the ability to actually stack the Black Cleaver passive anyway, not that well anyway. But it looks like the Kane's getting caught out just a little bit, chunked pretty heavily, but he's going to hit the B button, get that refilled for the next and possibly final fight.
I think it's definitely going to be a final fight because 2 inhibitors are down, 1 still remains. They still have both their Nexus turrets, so there is a little bit of hope, but it doesn't seem like there's going to be much.
Definitely not, especially they have to split their attention here if they want to go for this all-in fight. Infernal Soul is going to be so disgusting, especially with that 3-man ultimate coming in, absolutely one-popping the set in the Oriana. They're just absolutely cleaning up 3 members of the Spartans. It's absolutely a catastrophe. 3-0 coming into the Guardian sweeping house. I'll see you in the semis, my man. Thank you very much.
That was... Oh man, Guardians have played fantastic all night. Spartans, they kind of got into their groove a little bit too late, but they still definitely put up a good fight in the last game.
Definitely, for sure, and it's just absolutely crazy to see the going over to the damage grass here. Soloran, saying that right, hopefully.
Yes.
Soloran, just popping off of the damage graph with that Infernal Soul, especially helping, but he doesn't even need it. He's getting those 2, 3, 4 man multi-man ultimates, just absolutely eating up the Spartans backline, just dashing through the front line, not caring about the set, not giving a damn, I should say, and just absolutely taking the game over. Do you have any final thoughts before we wish these teams, or wish the Guardians good luck in the semis?
Solarin, why did you build Void Staff? The only MR they had was on Kane's Death's Dance. That's it.
Itemizations. I think Boris was very happy with that purchase. Thank you very much for letting us cast, and I hope you enjoyed the games. We'll take it back to the analyst desk one more time for this final best of series. Thank you very much. Mr. Mute.
Once again, I did it again. I'm muted. Anyways, every time I cast, I don't know what it is. It's just always a sweep. Guardians coming up with a 3-0 win in quarters, moving on to semifinals. I'm not 100% sure who they will be facing in the next round, but I believe it's the Lions. I could be wrong. I'm sure Twitch chat will correct me as always, as they so kindly remind me every time my mic is muted, which is, let's be real, it's pretty frequent. Once again, though, Solarin getting incredibly fed on those snowballing mid-champs. This time on the Diana, he got super ahead, able to use that lead well, able to side lane effectively. Diana's so good at side laning, split pushing, takes those turrets incredibly fast, and some great jungling by Raylene as always. Once again, able to get a third consecutive Dragon Soul that game. Not to take anything away from the bot lane, who definitely held their own, or from Goob, once again on the Gnar. Maybe struggling a little bit more than previous games against the set, but as soon as he got rolling, he was able to start snowballing himself a lead, and he was also kind of doing some strategic deaths, where one time getting them Infernal Soul, and the other time getting them Baron. So kind of just keeping the enemy team away from the objective as his teams want, so that was always good to see that coordination. Anyways, guys, we'll go on one final break as the player of the game pool will go live, and then we will be right back to conclude the stream.
I do right now. Don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Welcome back to the Analyst Desk, ladies and gentlemen. It's once again Solaren on the for your player of the game on the Diana, 16-4-6 this time. He popped off last game, but just improving that KD even more this time. Maybe actually with a little bit more deaths, maybe KD wasn't better, but still the KP was disgusting from Solaren. Not only to get a lead in that mid lane, but able to spread that across to his teammates as well with some nice roams to the bot lane, and I believe picking up a triple kill once, as well as heavily influencing the mid 2v2 skirmishes into that early mid game. A huge reason why they were able to get that Dragon Soul as well as Raylene's solid jungling. But Guardians, once again, the better team on the night. They just apparently get an incredible stream buff every time they are on stream. These guys like to play aggressive, and when they do get those leads, they just completely run away with them, which is so nice to see. So congratulations, Guardians. You guys are moving on to the semifinals, and we will see you next week, where I still am not 100% sure who you are facing, but I'm already looking forward to that matchup. I'm not sure if that's what will be streamed, but I will be letting everyone know in the server as soon as I do know. Anyways, guys, that does conclude the stream for tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. As always, be sure to check out the website for some awesome merch, as well as check out the YouTube channel to see our podcast and VODs of all of the stream games, which are posted roughly 24 hours after they are completed. Anyways, that is it for me, Psychonautic, guys. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night.